since I'm selling this, I'll just start making videos about this, I guess. Um, so one of these cells is bad. I'm trying to figure out which one it is, right? And I've been in here for over an hour now. I've turned the solar off, so I'm not charging the battery. I got the AC on high. It's only pulling 2,800 watts. I'll come back to that in a second. I got the roof hatch open. I got this vent going, and I feel the warmth in here. And this is on cold, right? It's on 64 degrees. And it is cold. Don't get me wrong. You stand in front of that, it gets too cold. I have to stand over here where the warm air is. But I've been at it for a couple of hours, and I have not been able to get this thing to have a battery fault, right? And I'm monitoring the battery management system so I can connect to it. I can do whatever I need with it. So if it's just a bad cell, you can pull that out. The rest of it will work fine. The thing is, when I put this up for sale, and this is still true, I don't want to do a lot of work to it because there's these things always have projects, right? It's not that I can't just hop in this and go right now. If a hurricane comes, I'm absolutely jumping in this thing and I'm heading out of town. And who knows when I'll come back? Because if I've already left, then I have no incentive to turn around and come back. But so, yeah, I did that, and I'm still only at 70%. So that's insane. And I got to see if I can, I got to see if I can get this thing to run colder. Turn on jet mode. See if that works. But I think that's funny because I've had some people message me and be like, oh, well, the battery's not perfect, whatever, and then like be gone. It's like, I get it, right? If you're not willing to do a project, then this bus isn't for you. But that battery it's very large, okay? It's very large. It's a 10 kilowatt hour, but it's actually closer to 12 or 13, but it's degraded. So it's about 10 as tested. I tested it and I got about 10 kilowatt hours out of it. To put that into perspective, that is running that absolutely massive air conditioner on high for over 3 hours with no sun. So that's just insane. Now, this bus is not very well insulated. I want my windows. All of these have little patches, and I can pull these out. I can just undo these. These just clip in. They grab onto the little screws there, and then I can see what's going on. But windows are the worst insulation. So I just think it's funny that you got that running in Florida right now, right? And I've got the solar off, and I still haven't been able to cause a fault. Go figure. Maybe the update to the controller did something. Maybe it's not a battery cell. Maybe an update fixed it. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. But I figured I would, get some more information. And I had some time today. I've also cleaned it up a little bit. I made a little video, like a really quick video, and I took some pictures. The reason I'm selling it for the price that I'm selling it at and not more what it's worth is because I don't want to put a lot of time into selling it. So someone's going to recognize the value. They're going to see what it is, what it isn't. And the person that it fits is going to come and get it. If you look at just the equipment in here, it's worth it. You can jump in and go. Now it does need like cosmetic things, like this little roof thing is falling down. But everything else works, right? And it's off-grid. A lot of RVs, they're not off-grid. This is an off-grid bus. It carries 40 gallons of water. It's got, I think it's a 35-gallon waste tank. It's designed, built, and it used iterative development or whatever you want to call it, basically. And I just kept adding and changing and doing things until I found what worked for me. Having my dogs means I needed to have air conditioning. But the thing is, when I'm actually on the road, not in Florida, I don't really need to run that. And when I do, I don't need to run it that long. It's unrealistic to expect to run that in Florida because I have maxed out the roof with solar panels, a little over 2 kilowatts of solar, which is just insane. That's not enough to run that 24/7. I have enough battery capacity to run that overnight. I just don't have enough solar to recharge the battery and run the air conditioner in Florida. That's why I have the little generator. Now with this, I can and have lived in Florida in this bus in the summer without leaving, right? I did that, with my dogs. Now, I didn't have both dogs. I only had the one dog. I didn't have her in here during the day, and I wasn't in here during the day, so that saved me a little bit. But holidays and weekends and things like that, I was, and I, saved a lot that way. So, yeah, if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. I completely understand. If you want to get it and go, and you're not a tinkerer, this is not the bus for you. But if you're a tinkerer and you're going to just buy all this stuff anyways, it's all here, it's all wired, it's all ready to go. A lot of the equipment I have is fairly expensive. This battery, I paid, I think it was close to $4,000 for that controller. I think it's close to $1,000. I think that's a $600 or $800 electric car charger. I think the Sterling, I think is 400 or 500. One of these is 800 and one of them is 900. And then you got all the smart home stuff in here. You got the computer, you got the screen, and you can turn these lights on and off. See, all the lights are turning off now. I don't currently have the internet on right now. Because I don't have the internet on, I can't tell Alexa to do things. I've got Alexa unplugged right now. But yeah, right now I'm not going to put too much time into it. I'm going to try to sell it as is. If I do, cool. I can even deliver it. It just gives me an excuse to go driving some more. But if not, what'll happen is I'll start cleaning it up, and I'll either part out some of the things and simplify the installation. So right now I have a lot of redundancy built into place. So if something breaks, I can bypass it. Okay. So one good example is this battery. This inverter is it's an all-in-one inverter. Pretty much everything up there could be replaced by this alone. That just means you have one source of failure though. This thing stops working and now everything stops working. And I've had one fail on me. So I like the Victron equipment, and I didn't have the budget for the Victron when I bought it. So all of the DC stuff will continue to work if my inverter goes down. What I'll lose is my air conditioner, my hot water heater, and stoves and things like that. And I can just go to the store, buy a little 12-volt inverter, and I can run little things. I can't run a lot of the air conditioner, but I can run little things, right? And then the battery and all the rest of that stuff, all of that would still function. And that's why it's set up the way it is. It's set up that, if while on the road something happens, I have a way to get it to go. But in order for that to be useful, you need to have the same mentality, the same mindset and capability and understanding. And I have no problem with explaining how the various systems work and what they do. Things that are troublesome are things that haven't bothered me enough to be fixed. A really good example of this is I made a video before, and I was showing the history of the power, right? And it didn't come up. So occasionally that stops communicating, and occasionally this tablet will stop working. So I don't know which one it is. This tablet was, I don't know, like a $40 tablet. So it's absolute garbage, which is why I don't mind leaving it in here. But what that meant was that because that's not a big enough concern for me, I haven't fixed it. The battery. The battery only has a problem when you run it down very, very low. And again, I've been running the air conditioner on high for 2 hours now, I think. I think we're coming up on 2 hours. And, I'm just barely seeing it. Barely seeing a power drop here, right? I'm still at 66% battery. And if this is going to have an issue, I should have had one already. Of course, it figures. I'm prepared. I got my multimeter with me. I got the app for that on my phone. I didn't have it on it last time. I get all ready, and I can't get it to fail on me again. I don't want to sell it to someone and say, oh, yeah, everything works perfect, and then it not work. I don't want to do that. But I also don't want to put a lot of time, effort, and energy into fixing it. If I was going to do that, I would just fix it. The thing is, this bus doesn't get a lot of attention for me unless I'm in it. And as I said, I don't see traveling in my future. That may change. If a hurricane comes, I'm absolutely going to get out of the way of the hurricane. If I have the bus. If I don't have the bus, then it depends on the hurricane. But if I have the bus, I'll use that as a flimsy excuse to get out of town and, go exploring. yeah, so, it's turnkey. It works. It runs. It drives. It needs an oil change. The tires are good. The oil's fine. Or the oil's a little, oil needs changed. But for the most part, it is what it is. If it's something you're interested in, let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know. I don't really know what else to say.